Are you ready to rock your inner rock star? I know I am. That's what this is all about, this next stage of my life. It's funny, it's always the next stage. So if you're wondering if it's your next stage, honey, if you're living and breathing and wanting more, going after it, achieving it, but maybe getting stuck now and then, or maybe you're not even sure where to start. But the fact is, you got this burning desire in you to go, right? That's how I want you to feel inside. And I know that ain't always easy, right? So I really want to talk to you about unleashing your inner rock star. And where does that start? It's really about self discovery and goal getting, right? I know this isn't for everybody, but if this is for you, if you want more, if you're ready for that next step in your life, if you are feeling that I am maybe a little unfulfilled, maybe a little underutilized, maybe if you're like me, you are thinking, if I don't do something now, then what am I going to do? When am I going to do it? I might as well just take a break and, I don't know, go to the retirement home. And that's fine for some people, but that ain't okay for me. So, what is it? And you may not know. And that's okay, right? You see, I'm telling you, you may not know, but that is okay. Okay. Because that is the beginning of your journey of self discovery, is even figuring out, what don't I want? What do I want? And if you don't know me, my name is Zandra, and I am your inner rock star life coach. And I really want to help you dream again and find that next stage for yourself, right? And figure out what is the quickest, clearest path for me to get there, and do it with the most amount of style and flair that you could possibly muster. Right? Is that what you want? I hope so, because that is what I am all about. And that's what I want to share with you. So, where do we start with that, and why is it so important? Well, if you don't know who you are at the core, if you don't know what's most important to you, it's going to be really difficult for you to decide if this is what course of action to take. It's going to be really hard for you to decide what course of action to take. Do I take A or B? And then secondly, it's going to make it really difficult to know if you're being successful at it or not. Because why? You need to have an image of what success is going to look like for you in your life. And if you don't, you may go, is this working? Is this what I want? That's a lot of what, people will say, even successful people. I do it myself all the time. So that's why it's important to really dig deep into yourself and ask yourself those hard questions. And don't worry, I'm going to leave you with a couple of those hard questions and give you a few tools. Sorry, my ghost there popping in on me. And that's really what it's about, giving you some strategies and giving you a few tools and even a couple of questions to ask yourself to really help you dig deeper into what it is that you want. All right. So it's really important, if you want to figure out what is most important to you, to start to dig deep, start to ask those hard questions, and really decide what you value, what your values are, and how you want to spend your money, your time, your attention, your where you spend, who you spend your time with, right? On all those things, what you spend your money on, right? There's so many different ways that I filter my values. So, and that's really changed my life. So when I went blind 12, oh gosh, it's getting on to be about 13 years ago, and I woke up completely blind in my right eye. It was like, holy crap, what's going on? What's wrong with me? What have I done wrong? And really, it was just living out of alignment with my own values. It was living off of what everybody else wanted me to do and being a people pleaser, right? Always being afraid of what people were going to think of me. And to this day, I want to tell you, I wish that it would totally go away, but I'm working on it. And that's the whole point of working on yourself. That's the whole point of personal development. So don't worry about it if you're not there yet, because I'm not. I still get concerned by what other people think. But you know what? That's not going to stop me from living my best life and unleashing my inner rock star every single day. Because what else is there, right? What else is there? Nothing. I want to keep on rocking until there's no more rocking left in me. Just joking. Okay, that's getting totally cheesy, but you know what I'm saying. So, what are some ways? I don't want to give you too much, but I also don't want to leave you empty handed here. So, what are a few things that you can do to start digging a little bit deeper into yourself? Okay. So, the first thing that you can really do is to start to journal. And what is journaling? It's really writing down the thoughts, the feelings, your aspirations, the things that are just going on in your mind and in your body and in your soul. So journaling, people think it's like a diary. If you're like me, you're like, oh, dear diary, right? When you were a child. And it can be that if that's what you want your journaling to be about. For other people, when I work with clients, I give them questions. If you had unlimited time or money and you didn't have to worry about anything, how would you spend your time? If you had no fear at all and it didn't matter, and it could be singing, dancing, whatever, building a house, what would you do if you knew that you couldn't fail? And that, well, I don't like public speaking, but I'd love to what would it be? So it's really not about, and you may go, but I still don't want to public speak, Sam. It isn't about that. It's starting to dig a little deeper. It's starting to ask yourself, if I couldn't fail, what would I try? If I had all the time in the world, what would I do? And I had all the money in the world, what would I do? Because right now, a lot of us will have excuses and things that get in our way. And we'll use that as a barrier or a reason that we can't move forward. And it's bullshit. Oh, sorry, it's BS. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's why you need to dig a little deeper. You need to ask yourself, if I go after this thing, what are some of the ways, or what are some of the things I want to go after is the first question, right? And then you might ask yourself, what are some of the ways that I could get these things? You might also ask yourself, what are some of the things that might get in my way? Then you might ask yourself, what can I actually do about that? How could I mitigate that? How could I support myself if I did go down that path and that got in my way? That's really what journaling is, right? It could be, what's my dream life budget? What would I spend if what would my ideal life look like? What would my house cost? What would my car cost? How much would gas? I mean, gas is write it down. Start dreaming. That's really what journaling is. It could even be a list of, what is it that I want to spend my time on? My list of 100, right? There's a whole bunch of different things, which is a list of 100 things that you could be, do, or have. What is it? Okay. So that is the first and huge step that you can take. Some people feel like, I don't like to write it down. Well, everybody's got voice recording on their phone. There is now even, you can go into a Google Doc and hit the little microphone and record yourself, and text comes up onto your screen. So there's lots of ways that you can do this without having to actually write it down. You could draw pictures. That's what vision boarding is even. You could start to use cutting pictures out of magazines, and could be part of your journaling to help you really envision what would be most important for you. Okay. So there are a few strategies under journaling. The second thing is creating a feedback loop for yourself. And what is this? It's really about being able to get feedback about your performance, about where you're at in life, so that you can decide if you're on track, if you want to speed it up, if you need more help, if you need whatever, right? That's what feedback is. It's also about accountability.